Hey folks, how's it going? Real quick today, I'm going to pressure test my Fermzilla. I've noticed I've had some little leaks at the bottom and couldn't figure it out what they were. I ended up figuring out what it was. The collection jar has a crack in it. And if you can see that, it's right there. All right, so this is actually the second collection jar I've had. The other one cracked also. The other one cracked though because of me forcing it. I was actually grabbing on to here, trying to twist it to get it open, and end up snapping this. This is brittle. This plastic they use is very brittle. The crack that I have here, actually I just noticed another crack. I got two cracks now. I don't know what that's from. The only thing I can think of is that I'm over tightening. But I tend to tighten this metal one on a lot tighter than the plastic, and this side hasn't cracked. So I'm not 100% sure why this is cracking. So now I got to get another one of these. But now that I already had this set up to do the pressure test, I'm going to do it anyways, even without the collection jar underneath. So what you got to do is you got to fill it, the fermenter all the way up to the top. It's right up to the very top right here. You also have to get a different blow-off valve. No, yeah, blow-off valve, I guess. This is the gray one, and it's actually 6 bars, I think. 6.9 bar. So that's got to go in here like this. Can you see that? My fingers are fat, I guess. Not really. So now I got that in. So now this is gonna won't release unless there's a greater amount of pressure. So, and I'm doing this just along with you here. Actually, if you go on to Kegland or even More Beer, because I think that's where I got mine. But if you go on to the Fermzilla, it'll give you the instruction manual. I'll put a link in the video itself. But there's the instruction manual. And in here, it does tell you, first check to see when the container should be pressure tested. It's written, well, on mine, it's written over here on the side, but it says test container or do not use under pressure after 10/20/23, which is October, and we're in December. So max allowable working pressure 2.4 bars, 35 psi. All right, so obviously we're going to pressure test it because we are after that date. I should be pressure testing it with the collection jar. As I said, I've already found a crack in it, so there's no sense in doing that. Maybe I'll just do it again when I get the new one. But yeah, it does say fill the container all the way up to the top, the fermenter all the way up to the top, right to the brim. Replace it with that 6.9 bar, the gray PRV. That's what it is. Pressure release valve. Yeah, PRV. They do give you a part number in here. and when I looked up the part number, I was having a hard time finding it. I ended up just going in and looking for PRVs, and then I found the one that I'm supposed to get. I don't think the part number was exactly the same. Once you've confirmed the Fermzilla is completely full of water, then you apply the pressure to the tank slowly. It's important to pressure it. That pressure is applied to the tank in a controlled way. Some methods for applying pressure tank include mains water at a pressure source. We don't have that. I can't control the pressure of my water. So, all right. So what I'm doing, and you probably can't see because it's on the floor. So I've hooked up. I got a small corny keg. This is filled with water right up to the top. I've connected my CO2 to it. Then a daisy chain from the corny keg to the Fermzilla. It says the best way to do this is to put a gauge on here that goes up to 150 PSI. I don't have one that I can actually connect to this that goes up that high. So it didn't say I had to, so I'm not gonna. So what we got to do, we got to take our CO2 tank. I got it all, it's 0 right now. It's open. I'm not in the picture, am I? There. All right, so it's open, and I'm just going to slowly, it says slowly increase the pressure all the way up to 4 bars. That's the maximum my gauge goes to anyway, so I'm going to start doing that. Now, you're supposed to, I can hear that bubbling. I can see the water transferring, which it's supposed to do. And I got a leak. I don't know how slow I'm supposed to go with this. Hopefully everything's connected tight and nothing goes flying off and hits me, because that'll suck. All right, so 4 bars is 60 PSI. I hope this regulator, I can get it to that much pressure. And once you get it up to that pressure, you're supposed to wait a minute. Hold the pressure in the Fermzilla at 4 bars for at least 1 minute and observe if any leaks or changes in the tank. Now they do say it should swell and stretch under the pressure. I can feel my regulators getting tight, so I'm getting down to the end of how much pressure I can put in here. Testing the pressure of these duotites too, I tell you that. I'm not going to go quite to 4 bars, considering I'm not regulating the pressure coming out. Well, that's in the tank, just to make sure I don't go above. You're never going to get 60 PSI in this tank. If you do, you've screwed things up. So I'm at about 3.75 bars right now. So it says hold it for a minute. I don't have my watch on. All right. So we're going to hold it for a minute. All right, so it's been a minute. Now it says disconnect the water line coming in from the corny tank. So we got that done. I'm going to close my CO2 and release the pressure in my corny keg. There we go. So now it says after you disconnect I'm out of sight, aren't I? All right, so now that it says you disconnect the water, pressure coming out of the corny keg, let it sit for another minute and then look to see if you got any. And this thing is really swelled. But it's holding. I don't see any leaks. Nothing's dripping on the table. But we'll leave it here for the next minute and see what happens. We're at our minute and we have got nothing. I'm trying to think what camera I can use here. So we've got no leaks. So I see no leaks. Not even from those. So we're good. I'm happy with my pressure test. Now I got to order a new collection jar again. I will say something to someone about these cracking so easily, because I'm not really cranking these things. I'm just hand tightening these things. But anyways, we look good. All right, and that's how you check the pressure on a Fermzilla fermenter. Now let's make some beer.